and 1. Welcome everybody to another edition of the Locker Room Read/Fear the North. Keep them claps going. Keep them claps going. Clap it up. Clap it up. Clap it up. Clap it up. Clap it up.
Golf clap.
You guys are not getting this anywhere else. You guys are not getting this anywhere else. I promise y'all not. All right, Read/Fear the North. You guys are only going to get this here. With all due respect, the other shows you guys listen to in the morning, later on in the evening, you're not getting this energy. You're not getting none of this. Believe it.
You're not going to get any of this energy.
I promise respect. I am Irie Harris, your gracious host, joined by the best co-host there is, Sapphire Blue. The Renaissance man himself, Chris Murray.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Clap it up. Clap it up for that. Clap it up for that. Clap it up.
Right? Come on.
We don't do fines on this side. We don't.
Right.
Beautiful black people. How y'all doing, man? How y'all feeling?
Yes, I'm on top of the world because despite how ugly it was, the Browns won that game on Sunday versus the Packers.
They did. And you know what?
Chris, how you feeling, Chris?
I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm pissed. I set an NFL record for the most use of the F word, although that was almost toppled today by dealing with my students. But I basically set the NFL record for the most times using the F word during an NFL broadcast.
Wow. So you were the NFL edition of Scarface, because then the movie Scarface set the record for like most F's in the movie.
Yeah, something like that. I was on that letter, and on that thing, and as a fan, now half of everybody I know from Baltimore, whether they are in, I have a friend who lives in Wichita, Kansas. I have another friend who lives in York, Pennsylvania. I got Baltimore fans just about everywhere, and it's like, oh no, the sky is falling. The Ravens won't go to the Super Bowl or the playoffs, and the way they're playing right now, that's a distinct possibility. But it's only the third week. It's only week 3.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Before we pay these bills, let me just ask you, Chris, is this, because I know you mentioned it, is this the final week in your mind of preseason mode?
No. And
it goes past October?
It goes to October. It should go to October, but
October 1st on the dot?
Maybe October 1st. I don't know. Okay, but the way things are going right now, I mean, they got to get it together down in B-More, bro. They got to get it together. Or as Michael Jackson said, get it together or leave it alone.
Wow.
And right on with them crab kicks and Old Bay seasoning. All right, let's pay these bills now. Everybody listen in, right? Check it out. It's the brand new UOENO line of hoodies, sweatshirts, and coffee cups at where? None other than my BGC merch. Just go to our website at bgcsports.net to customize your sizes and colors. And while you're there, go ahead and order that BGC desktop mouse pad and more. I got one. It's nice. I promise you. Not really, but you get the point. It's my BGC. It's just in time for the holidays. Never too early to start thinking about that. Okay? So you want to solve that? Just go to bgcsports.net today. And thank you for supporting the BGC Sports Network. All right, folks. I'm going to give you guys 2 teams. 2 teams. We got 4 to talk about, but I'm going to give you 2 teams first. You guys choose which one you want to go to. Usually I choose. I'm going to let you guys choose. Browns or Ravens?
We can talk about the Ravens first.
All right, let's get to it. The Ravens Monday night suffered a 38-30 home loss that was to the Detroit Lions. Oh man, Chris, what happened?
They got their butts handed to them on both sides of the ball. I mean, the Detroit Lions had 2 90-plus drives on the Ravens. I've never seen that, ever since going back to the Ray Lewis era. I've never seen a team do that, and they did it. And they had 2 90-plus drives. Then they sacked Lamar Jackson 7 times and probably had the best job of adjusting to what Lamar was doing, and Derrick Henry fumbled for the third straight week. So there's a lot to talk about. The offensive line is kind of shaky. The defense has no identity, and they looked awful. They gave up 426 yards of total offense in that game on Monday night. They had no answer for Jared Goff or David Montgomery and the rest of their running backs, and they just had no answer. And defensively, every time it looked like Lamar was going to get on the move, it seemed like they had no fewer than 5 guys. According to Next Gen Stats, the Ravens defense missed 30 tackles. They missed 30 tackles in that game. You cannot win a game missing those 30 tackles. Roquan Smith acted like he was a passive observer because he just kept getting blocked. He never came at anybody with any force. That whole defense. Now, granted, they are missing Kyle Van Noy and Nnamdi Madubuike. They're missing them, and they really need those guys. On offense, they are missing. They're missing Patrick Ricard and also Isaiah Likely. So they need some of their guys back. But the thing is, I think that this team they have to search his soul. And I'm wondering, and Sapphire, tell me if you agree with this, but I'm wondering if it has something to do with all the expectations. Maybe they're trying too hard, or they're just trying to live up. I don't know if they're trying too hard, but I think that maybe they're having issues with living up to the expectations. I don't know what that is, but it just seems like nothing is right with this team right now.
Well, first I'll say this. I'm going to ride with you regarding... Wow. No, seriously, I really am. I mean, because, listen, again, the Ravens are the original Browns, but that's a whole other show. Okay? But I'm going to ride with Chris because those injuries are real. That impacts your team's ability to execute. There's a rhythm, there's a flow. That number one. So I'll ride with you on that. What I'm stuck on is, like you said, 426 yards of offense. 224 were rushing. David Montgomery had 151 yards of rushing and 2 touchdowns. Throw Gibson on top of that for another 67, right? Just on the offensive side. Remember, they had 2 touchdown drives of 98 and 96 yards. Okay. So for me, I can't even get to, is it the expectations that's got them kind of, twirling? No, it's coaching. It's coaching.
I would say so.
Despite those injuries, they're all still professionals. 53-man roster. So next person up, right? So I would say that. And again, I will give deference to your defensive coordinator because he's still young in his role, right?
Maybe too young.
Okay. Thus spoke Chris Murray.
Wow. Talk about it though. Really, because
I just think that last year this kind of happened. It wasn't quite as profound because you had certain guys on that defense plus Lamar, on the offense covered up a lot of sins. If you looked at the Cincinnati game last year, that either one of those games could have gone either way. When you look at a lot of things that happened, Lamar and the offense did a lot, to cover up their sins. And then, then they played Philadelphia, and basically Philadelphia got physical on them. I mean, the Eagles last year were the only team, the Super Bowl champs, that really put the clamp down on the Ravens. So from that standpoint, there's some, and I saw some of those flaws because Saquon Barkley just ran all over them. And, at the end of the day, the problem is they can't afford, because of the schedule they're playing right now, they can't afford to have these lapses. They got to figure out that problem with the defense right now. I mean, they can't cover anybody. They can't. I mean, they had to go zone because, the thing is, there's no pass rush. There's no attitude. One of my Facebook friends and a longtime colleague of mine from WEAA in Baltimore a long time ago, basically told me or basically said that this team has no swag. They have no. There isn't that Ray Lewis-esque, that Ed Reed-esque, or T. Sizzle, or Terrell Suggs-esque, guy on that defense. Nobody fears the Ravens defense. That's the issue. No one fears. They fear the offense. They fear the offense. I mean, the Lions fear the offense so much that when they tried to attack a Lamar Jackson, when Lamar Jackson tried to get out, they made sure somebody was always moving to where he was. Because I was just kind of checking out the film, and every time Lamar tried to move, instead of just trying to defeat their blocks, they would get off their blocks. As soon as Lamar moved, they moved. And what? The linebacker, as soon as Lamar got somewhere, the rest of the defense and the rest of the linebackers move. It's like, when I move, you move, So it was just like that. Hey, I actually got the song to that. It was hell yeah, just like that. They moved whenever Lamar went, and it's an interesting strategy. And I wonder if teams are going to try it. But the thing is, I think they've got to get inside the head of Derrick Henry. He fumbled. It was a great hit by Aiden Hutchinson, and we kind of people underestimate how good that Lions defense is with Aiden, because when they didn't have Aiden Hutchinson, on the defensive line, that offense struggled. So that's the thing, and that's where it is. The Ravens have to find and they got Kansas City coming up. They got to find that mojo quick. So that's why the city of Baltimore is in pessimism mode right now, because they feel like, maybe it's panic, but they feel like they're not as optimistic about a Ravens Super Bowl run as they were before the season started. Let me tell you that.
I mean, I can understand that. I mean, real quick, I know we're up against the clock, no pun intended, but you let a visiting team come in late in the game and convert a 4th and 2, right? Like a 20-yard pass, even though Amon-Ra is the truth.
Yeah.
Like, that says a lot about, to your point, who fears the Ravens D.
Nobody.
And it's so crazy you mentioned that. Thank you for bringing that point, because that's actually I was going to point out as well. This is a Baltimore defense, and I understand, like we said, it was only week 3. It's still early in the season as we go into week 4, but this is still a Baltimore defense that only allowed, on average, 0.7 opposing 4-down conversions a game. They let Detroit go a perfect 3 for 3 that Monday night. And then going back to Derrick Henry and the fumbles, when there have been 2 other seasons where he's had 3 or more fumbles. 2022, as of recently, he had I want to say 4 fumbles, but then you go even further back to 2019, he had 5 fumbles. But then when you look through those 3 weeks at most, with them both seasons, he only had 2. He already is averaging 1 fumble a game. I don't want to say it, but is this an early sign as far as the body decimating a bit?
Could be. I mean, man is in tremendous shape. We don't know, or is it in his head, or have people figured out ways to defend him? What are people seeing on film that suggests that they can get to the ball? That's the question. That is an interesting question. It could be that he's getting old. You're probably right, but I'm wondering if folks are watching stuff on film. See, that's where it is.
But I mean, that is the thing. Like, they're always going to be the film, but then we think back to week 2. Like, week 1, he's coming off 169 and 2 scores. Week 2, he's going against the Browns. He has not historically done well versus a Jim Schwartz defense when going against the starters. He only had 23 yards on 11 carries. His longest run that day might have been like a 7-8 yard run at that. So whether it be finding a specific angle, more an increase in the rate, but then bouncing, trying to box out and punch the ball out, is one of those 2 things, or maybe even both, that are integral, I think, components to the success within stopping Derrick Henry. Sapphire, thoughts within this? I know we got 60 seconds left.
Father time. Let's
Wow. Wait, please. No. Don't just stop there. We need you to elaborate. What do you mean father time? What do you mean
at
father
the previous
time with
week?
Henry?
Previous week, that was in his mind. You tell me how that happens. You tell me how that happens other than father time.
So then, how about this then? And not even on no like conspiracy type stuff. Because last season he almost had 2,000. He was, I believe, 79 rushing yards short of 2 Gs last season. And the way that the season ended, they were even more hard on himself, knowing that the window of opportunity is closing. That's why he came out hard the way they did. But then that fumble happens, and that further leads to the collapse, and that's playing into his head ever since. What you're saying?
Listen, I look at, you can run all up and down the field in regular season. When games count, but they don't count. But when they do, or when you're in crucial moments and you have turnovers like that, and you're a veteran, less said, Father Time.
Wow. All right. We'll get more back to that. We got a lot to dive into with the AFC North right now. This is the Locker Room Readout. I am Irie Harris. That's Sapphire Blue. That's Chris Murray. Go nowhere. Be back on that dot.